What's up, y'all? Polo here. I was about to say Polo Sports Talk, but I'm getting adapted to it too. Straight to the point. Um, hit the like, sub to the channel, and also hit the notifications too. Now, John Wall, man, I got to talk about him because what's up with it, Ted? I see you in the building. John Wall is one of them guys, man, that has he's had his fair share of trials and tribulations too. What's up with it, Scrub? I see you in the building. Um, he said he's willing to take a back seat, or in a lot of words, he said that pretty much he wants to put his ego to a side. Hold on 1 minute. Sorry about that, y'all. Um, he said he wants to put his ego to a side, but it's hard for a player to do that. Now, in case you don't know what I'm talking about, John Wall he's going to be joining the Clippers, the Los Angeles Clippers, and I mean it's an all right pickup, but many people are looking at John Wall as if it's over because he's had a lot of injuries. Now, when John Wall had first came in, he was actually on pace to be a phenomenal player. Like I said, he had his fair share of ups and downs. Now he did. A lot of people did feel like he shot himself in the foot when he was sitting there saying that he was the best point guard in the league. That was a long time ago, couple years back, couple seasons ago. He was saying that he was the best point guard in there, and like it's okay to feel that way, but really you should have just kept your mouth closed. Now, will he go to Los Angeles Clippers and revitalize his career? Many people thought that he was going to revitalize his career when he was with H Town, because I'm gonna tell you something. I was excited for John Wall to come back with the combination of Boogie Cousins. I wanted both of them to come back and be successful together. I remember, because it's not like John Wall doesn't work out. He does work out. I have a lot of respect for John Wall. Even though he tends to get a little cocky and everything. Whatever works for you, attitude wise, that's on you. Okay, I don't really have no problem with that. However, putting the work behind it is what's what's supposed to be the how can I put it? It's supposed to be the success story of you. You're supposed to put that work in there in order for you to be successful, and then you can have something to talk about, and then you could have, you could tell your story. Uh, John Wall, it's been a roller coaster for him because of the injury. Okay, uh, when he was with Washington, people had people had expected John Wall and Bradley Beal to get over that hump. Yeah, what's up with it, Memphis? I see you in the building. Yeah, it does humble you. It does humble you. It does humble you. It makes you look at life a lot different. At least the vast majority. I think, to be honest with you, Ted Cox and Ted Cox. Hold on 1 minute, man. Give me 1 minute, man, because I gotta give you a minute. Okay. All right, my bad. All right, my bad, Ted. I had to wrench you up. Uh, you know, it's a lot of players. Like I think with Zion Williamson, and I'm bringing him up. I got a point to make with Zion Williamson. You see, Zion Williamson now, he's like, yeah, I want to stay with New Orleans. He came there. He was like saying, that he wanted to be there with New Orleans, and he, totally totally different attitude now. You know, now he could sit there and say that, it was narratives and everything. But the point I'm trying to make is that with John Wall, he's had like Ted Cox was just saying, it humbled him. It it has humbled him to the point where he's had to sit down and really look at the game and stuff because he don't have that much time. John Wall doesn't have that much time. He's 31 years old now. He might have some spurts here and there, but as far as him being that player like he once used to be, coming out of Kentucky, yeah, he got very humble. He got very humble. Sometimes getting knocked on your ass in a mental sense and physically too, that will that will definitely make you look at things in a whole different perspective. But I think Zion. I'm not saying that Zion is full of shit, but he doesn't make his case that any much better when you're sitting up there. And I'm just using Zion as an example. I don't want people to think that I dislike Zion or I got something against Zion or I have something personal against him or a personal vendetta. No, that's not what it is. But I think what the LDBC community, basketball wise, rather, or some of the guys are looking at, they're looking at Zion like, okay, well, you sitting up here and you doing all these flamboyant dunks, but you couldn't be out there with your team. I've said that time and time again, not to sound like a broken record or anything. But the reason why I bring Zion up is because you know with with Ted Cox and what he just said was a valuable point. You know, it has really injuries have really humbled John Wall, and it's done that to a lot of players. It's done that to a lot of players. Is you know, I think it humbled Dame Lillard. We gotta spit facts when it comes to Dame Lillard, because Dame Lillard looks at, okay, Anthony Simons. He just signed he just signed that contract, and he's looking at, okay, I don't really have that much to go. Will there be somebody else with Portland that'll lead them to the promised land before me? And I'm pretty sure that he feels that way. Now, don't get me wrong. Everybody is about their money. It is about the money at the end of the day. It's about generational wealth. It's just like with what's his name, Bradley Beal, his former teammate, John Wall's former teammate. I think a lot of people were looking at Bradley Beal like, man, why wouldn't you go here? Why wouldn't you go to another place and play for less? Bradley Beal probably wanted that money. You said Ted Cox said players realize how much they love the game and how fast injuries hurt their prime. Yeah, they do. They do. Look, after a while, after you get hurt constantly, especially major injuries like uh, with the Achilles and with the knee. You seen yesterday, Jaden Ivey got hurt over the weekend with Detroit. He's not starting off that good. You hate to see that. You really hate to see that. You do like to see him bounce back, but it's a sad. It's sad. It's like the deterioration that happens slowly of your mind. Like to to give some perspective, like when a family member has Alzheimer's or dementia. Well, we know that Alzheimer's and dementia, it slowly deteriorates the mind. Well, that's what injuries do, regardless of what anybody wants to sit up here and say. That regardless if they want to sit up here and say that, oh yeah, well he could bounce back. Technology is different, which it is. Tech Technology is different, but injuries still take a toll on your body. And then you also have to realize the wear and tear that you're doing because it is wear and tear. What's up with it, Alex? I see you in the building. It is wear and tear, regardless of what you want to think. Uh, 82 plus games. Plus, you also have to consider the amount of heavy work that you're doing, and plus, you never know what a player is doing in the off season. Now, I know that James Worthy said that all the players are doing is, they might be shooting threes and smoking weed and all of that, but there are players that genuinely care about the game and do go out there and do what's necessary to help their body. I mean, a prime example of that is LeBron James. And regardless of how you want to feel about LeBron, personally, when we're looking at basketball, when we're talking about conditioning and we're talking about keeping your body in shape, LeBron has been phenomenal at it. There was even an argument about Kareem and LeBron about who's gonna end up having a better prime. We know that Kareem has stopped playing at 41 years old, and his prime lasted well beyond a lot of other guys' prime, and he was still able to put up numbers. What's up with it, Brown Sugar? I see you in the building. But like I said, to get back on the subject, John Wall, I want him to go out. If he doesn't get a ring, I want John Wall to at least finish his career off on a better note, sort of like what I wanted Boogie Cousins to do. Even when it came to Klay Thompson, because this year when Klay Thompson had came back, and everybody was sitting there, saying, "Oh yeah, well, Klay is finished and all this other stuff, and he doesn't move the same, blah 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 blah." You it's like people expect you to go through, to have a major injury, much less two, because Klay Thompson did have two major injuries, and then they expect the man to bounce back and automatically be back to where he was in 2016, and that's just not the case. And we also have to realize that everybody's body is different. Everybody's body is different. You know, with John Wall, now the thing that I think that made John Wall, like, it was his ego. It was his ego. He felt like he was the number one guy when he was in H Town. You know, he felt like he was still that guy and everything, but they're still trying. Well, in H Town, they're trying to develop a young core over there. You know, what Silas and them are trying to do. So we gotta we gotta understand that with John Wall and John Wall's case, he's gonna have to put his ego aside, because right now nobody really cares. It's sad to say, nobody really cares what you did previously. You know, and we all know the saying, the obvious saying is, what have you done for me lately? That's what people, tend to say, and that's what a lot of these GMs and, uh, even the coaches, the coaches are saying, okay, you might have been hot shit coming into the league, and you took the league, by storm to a certain degree, because he was John Wall was explosive. He was explosive, and he was the fastest guy in the league at one point. Yeah, you do have to update your resume, like the brothers. Shout out to Jacob Jennings, and shout out to Shannon Sharp. I'm giving Shannon Sharp a shout out. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna give one of the LDBC brothers a shout out before I do any of the network buffoonery motherfuckers. But um, like they say, update your resume, and that's the truth. You do have to update your resume. Like Ted Cox was saying, you do have to update your resume. That doesn't mean that you're gonna be. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be the player that you once were. You sometimes you have to change your game. It's just like, and this is my last point too. You said John Wall always been a good forward during playmaking ability, was per outside of his uh athleticism. Yeah, he was real explosive and stuff. But the thing I'm trying to say, Memphis, is that he's not once what he used to be. Because the injuries have been able to derail him, and we also do have to look at his success rate when he was in Washington too. When he was with Bradley Beal, you know they they still failed to get it done. They still failed to get it done, man. They had chances. I get the injury, but people don't look at it like that. They're gonna look at, okay, what was your success rate? What have you done? That's what a lot of people are looking at. What have you done for the league? So um besides that, yeah, y'all tell me what you think, man. Leave your comments. I appreciate everybody pulling up. Like the video, share it, subscribe, hit the notification. Until then, man, straight to the point, and I'll get at y'all later.